Philip, thank you very much. That was a very robust conversation. And I will say congratulations once again to Edo State people today. The new governor takes over. So from the Abuja Network Center, we are talking security. Yes, we know that insecurity is a discussion that can never be an ended one. It is an ongoing conversation, and we shall continue to talk about security as the government continue to fight insecurity, to tackle different forms of insecurity. We are also going to take a look at other means of tackling insecurity. Yes, we know that there have been calls for effective community policing, which already we have, state policing as a means to tackle insecurity. The vigilants are there. Other security agencies have come up. All they want to do is to complement the government security agencies. But there is another one that has been on the front burner. We are talking about the forest guards. Yes, there has been calls for forest guards because everybody knows that when there is any kidnapping, the bandits and everything, they live in the forest. Who are the people guarding this forest? Apart from one or two occasions when we have the military or the police going in there to rescue people and to do justice to this particular issue, with the topic ungoverned spaces and kidnappings, calls for establishment of forest guards. I have Ambassador Joshua Osatimehin. He is Commander General, Nigeria Hunters and Forest Security Service. You're welcome, sir.
Yeah, good morning. Good morning, Nigerian.
Well, looking at forest guard, to a layman, for clearer and more understanding, what is forest guard?
Thank you, and once again, let me appreciate you for bringing me on board, and also to contribute my quotas to internal security of our country, most especially the ungoverned spaces, the forested region of our country. Ungoverned space, I think, is combination of the bushes and the forests that are unprotected or governed. There's no security presence. And you agree with me that in Nigeria, the ungoverned spaces cover almost 10 million acres of land. And you know it's massive. There's no security presence. This has given room to all these criminal elements to take their abode within the forest to perpetrate their evil deed. And I think is the missing link in terms of national security accession of our country.
So recently, the NSCDC, I know that they were before the Nigerian Senate, and the NSCDC Commander General, he vehemently argued against the implementation or establishment of another security agency. He rather said that instead of establishing another security agency, that the NSCDC should be well funded to carry out its duties. So with this, now that we're looking at establishing forest guard, the calls for it, how can we marry these two? What's your take?
The issue of Nigeria Hunter and Forest Security Service, I think, in my own opinion, should transit to Forest Guard because we have the structures and we have the relevant knowledge. And for the CG, NSCDC to advise government in that in its capacity, I think it's not a bad idea. But I want to tell the Nigeria that our military is one of the best in the world. And this April, the police organized International Police Summit. I think it's in US. One of the Nigerian officers, police, was one of the best. He came first. It shows our Nigeria and the military, they are doing their best. But why is it not showing in overall interest of national security? It's because they have been overstretched. They have the manpower They have the mental capacity. They have the physical agility. They are one of the best in the world. But the missing link to gather local intelligence, that is where Nigeria Hunter and Forest Security Service comes in.
But why are you so optimistic that the establishment of a forest guard will actually tackle this insecurity?
Thank you. When you look at our forested region, that cover almost 10 million hectares unprotected, Nigeria forest is big beyond being policed by a department of paramilitary. He has to be a full-fledged paramilitary on his own. Maybe we have Florida, Agro Ranger, Mining Marshal. It's just a department within a paramilitary. I hope you are getting my point. We should not be waiting till when an issue happens within the forest and be calling the military or the police. There must be a security presence within the forest as a local intelligence. If you keep a forest guard here, if the forest guard in this forest is being kidnapped, you know there is a danger in that forest. If the man is killed, you know there is another danger there. You can reinforce. Look at 2014 when Ukraine and Russia's war started. When Russia wanted to annex Crimea, there is a group in Ukraine that tackle Russia, and then they call them a hustle group. You can Google it. They are just the voluntary group militia. And today, they have been incorporated into national security in Ukraine. Look at when China and Hong Kong, they're having issues about the boundary issues. It was People's Armed Police, voluntary, that tackled Hong Kong. And they restored peace. Russia has incorporated the group now into national security, as I'm talking to you. Sir, for me, forest guard is cost effective.
How is it cost effective?
Because they know the terrain. They are part of the locals. They gather local intelligence. For example, now I live in Kaduna. I know virtually all the forest within Kaduna axis. If anybody is being kidnapped within that area, it's just to call for interconnectivity of operation from Yauri, Niger, do you understand what I'm saying? From Zamfara, from Abuja, from the Timor, they will be at the center. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. Because paramilitary, they don't need much machinery compared to the military. Yeah, they can strengthen the military to meet up with what they are doing. But there must be a security presence within the forested region.
Okay, when you say the local security, that's the forest guard and all of those, local intelligence do not require much funding. Are you saying that the local intelligence is going to be purely analog? Because we know that times are changing.
No, it's not like that. What I'm saying in essence is that like if I work in Kaduna, I don't need, if I'm from Kaduna, I must work in Kaduna.
Okay, that.
You understand what I'm saying? And I must, because we selected our member from the traditional institutions, they give us character of all the individual before we enlist them into our database. Police, we sign that DPO in that local government. The head of DSS will have done their background check to know is he of good character, because we must be very, very be aware of criminal being enlisted into the system. So if they are there, there is no way for you to travel to Maiduguri. That is, you talk about the cost. Where will you stay? But we are talking about these people are the ones predominantly living here from time immemorial, giving local intelligence. And now we know if I should give false intelligence to the police or to the military at the detriment of my people, I'm going to be badly affected. Sir, me that I'm there in Kaduna, I must give you the exact what happened for security backup.
Okay, now which is better, to be incorporated into one of the security agencies or to leave the forest guard to be an entity on its own? Which is better?
It must. What I know is better is for the forest guard to be a full-fledged paramilitary organization, so he can operate autonomously.
That's where the issue of funding comes in. Government will tell you that there's not enough money to start funding a newly established security agency.
Let me bring to your notice and to the entire Nigeria. The Nigerian Forest Security Service has been passed into law by both Senate and the House of Representatives. It was our dear Vice President, Senator Kashim Shettima, His Excellency, Senator Kashim Shettima, that sponsored the bill. And let me quote him during the public hearing when they said there's no money. He said there's no money that is much for country to protect our citizens. And let me tell you, man, the food initiative that our dear president is working on can only be achieved when farmers are properly protected within the forested and the bushes.
Exactly.
And the treasure base of any country lies in the forest. Nigeria is losing over $1 trillion amount every year to all these people that occupy our forests at the expense of the country. And let me tell you, man, if anybody is being kidnapped today, maybe it's a foreigner, it has dented the image
of the country.
And the foreign investor that want to come in, they'll be discouraged. So Nigeria is losing more money. The money they will use to establish our organization is now up to 1/100 what Nigeria will benefit in return. There's no amount of money that is too much for Nigeria to save our citizens.
Okay, why forest guard? Because clearly the hunters, National Hunters and Forest Security Service has been, both chambers of the National Assembly, they have looked at it and passed it, subject to presidential assent. Yes. So why come back to say it should be transformed or changed to forest guard?
No, what I'm saying, the bill has both undergone the two houses.
Exactly.
And thus by law.
Yes.
It is Mr. President that has power to say, okay, this organization that have been in existence for the past 10 years coordinated themselves without government effort, having their national secretariat on their own, their uniform. If they come in and transmit this Nigeria Forest Security Service into Forest Guard, it's still the same thing. You remember, civil defense was not registered as civil defense.
Yeah.
It was registered as Lagos Civil Council, 1967. But when the government came up with their policy, government override everything. And they said, Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps, even the DSS, they were not DSS from time immemorial. They were Nigeria Security Organization. So Mr. President has the power to say, okay, now these people, they have their structure all over the country, all the 774 local government. In fact, we have been working with state governors, like the Governor Solomon of Borno. 2020, we were together when they commissioned 1,000 of our members to work with civil defense to protect farmers. And in Bauchi State, 600 members of this organization has been receiving salary since 2019 when Governor Bala Mohammed assumed office. And just of recent, I was in Ebonyi. Ebonyi recruited 200 personnel. 200 personnel in each local government, making 2,600 in Ebonyi State. In Oyo State, we are working hand in hand. I was with Seyi Makinde, Governor Seyi Makinde of Oyo State. He gave us 33 motorbike to aid our operation within the forest. He gave us one healers. The former governor of Osun State gave us 3 healers and 62 machine motorbike to support our operation. We have been working and rendering ancillary services to the constituted authority. And there was a time when they attacked the train going from Kaduna, from Abuja to Kaduna.
Yeah.
They kidnapped some of. Since then, they have given us at least 100 intelligent slots on surveillance unit with the police, with the military. Since then, normalcy has been restored to the corridor. Every day now, they go about 3 or 4 times. It's our men that are guiding the place. NYSC Director General just gave us approval for Hunter to secure all the perimeter fence of NYSC in Nigeria. And now, just 2 weeks ago, the Minister of Sport gave us national stadium for us to police the perimeter fence. So we have been working even before the accident.
It appears as if you guys have been doing a lot.
Yes, it's not that we need the
legal backing.
Legal backing.
This
we embody our officer. It gives us more confidence to take battle to this criminal within the forest, so that the full initiative for Mr. President can be achieved. And now, Mr. President, out of his proactive wisdom, he just created a livestock ministry. These people, this ministry, we've been in the forest, we've been in the bushes. Our men know the terrain. These bandits can come one day and shoot everybody out. But if they know there are security presence within the forest, they are serving as a local intelligence to the constituted authority, to the police and the army, I think they will be resolved.
Now, tackling bandits in the forest, the earlier on we talked about if there's a forest guard there and maybe he's kidnapped and something that people should know that, okay, there is danger. Shouldn't we be looking at, okay, not just waiting until somebody is kidnapped, but at least going after the bandits who reside in the forest?
That is what I said. I said Nigeria's security should be handled in a proactive manner, not reactive manner. We should not be waiting for when issues happen before we be calling for military or the police to reinforce. They must know that in the forest where they are going, there is also another group. So
does it mean that you people now, you chase bandits now?
Even without the legal backing, we do. I just mentioned the number of states we are working with. We are working with them, not within the town, it's within the forested region. Governor Dodo, in fact, when we opened our office, he sent delegation. He appreciated us. As I'm talking to you, Governor, His Excellency Governor Dodo in Kogi State, he just spent close to a year now. He has given us 7 Sienna buses to head our operation, an uncountable machine. And he has recruited 50 per local government, making it Kogi has 21 local government. So in Kogi now, Hunter is about 1,050 people that are working with the constituted authority. You can Google it. What we need is that legal backing, legal framework. It will really embody us, give us confidence. Because in most cases, you'll be demoralized when you walk and you think that maybe you are not appreciated. But what we are appealing before Mr. President is for the altar bill before him to be transcended to forest guard.
That means it will have to come back to the National Assembly.
No, it all depends. I'm only advising.
Yes,
I'm only advising.
If
the name can go with Nigeria Forest Security Services.
Okay. Now, what do you do? What are you going to do about infiltration? Because we know that organizations like this, they start and they are up and strong, doing well, but with time, they get infiltrated by certain elements that are not supposed to be there. So how are you going to check all this?
Yes, I think I said it earlier that we can only achieve that through our mode of registration or mode of commissioning the officer. Before you'll be enlisted in our database. You must pass through, there's a form you will fill, where the transitional institution will sign, where the police will sign, because we believe police is the parental body of internal security. They are the one that interpret all the activities of all the agencies in Nigeria. They must vent your background check, and the DSS, they will do the same thing. So when we get the report, that's when we can give you our ID card and our appointment letter. And I want to announce to you, we, without assent yet, we have gone through series of training to enhance the capacity of our officer. Police have 13 training schools, 3 colleges, and 1 training institutions. Out of these 13 training schools, we have gone to 11 of these training schools. We have gone to Wanune in Benue State for Hunter to be trained in lieu of managing security and security challenges for grassroots transformation. We have gone to Saria Road in Plateau State. We have gone to Kaduna Police Training School. We have gone to Bauchi. We have gone to Nekede in Imo State, or Jiriba Police Training School in Enugu. We have gone to Nowatai in Port Harcourt, that's River State. Iperu in Ogun State. Lagos Police Training School. We have been trained by police with the approval of the Inspector General of Police and certified. We are also be trained by another parental body, the NHFSS. They have 3 colleges, one in Abeokuta, one in Abuja, and one in Katsina. I think they have another one coming up in Enugu State. So we have been trained on organizational management and effective report writing in order to guide the capacity of our boys. All this training accumulate together, we reduce criminal from infiltrating the system. Okay,
my last question to you is that you are Commandant General now. What if it so happens that, okay, at the point of assent, your wish is granted, the forest guard is been passed into law, it can now become a full-fledged security agency, and then, boom, the government decides that, okay, another person will be appointed as Commander General. How will you feel? Because you know something like that can happen.
To the glory of God, between me and my living God, I will be happy. Because you are part, the reason is, I will be part of the system that give birth to a solution of internal security. And even though if I'm commissioned as Commander General, I can't be there for life. You agree
exactly.
With me? But if Nigeria is safe today, you can go to farm. Do you understand what I'm saying? Yeah. Our people from outside that have made their money, they can come to Nigeria and invest. It beyond the primordial interest of individual. It's all about Nigeria at first. Unless Kwame, one of the vice president of Federal Republic, when he was alive, they asked him, your happiest day? He said the happiest day is when Nigeria got our independent, because it's part of the struggle. He never mentioned the day he became vice president. He never mentioned somebody who has 7 PhD, has 7 master degree, 3 PhD, all those things. But when you make history, you see, to me, what we are after, let Nigeria government incorporate us into the national security. Number 1, for full security initiative, and for the security of life and property. Man, when you go to remote area, people are suffering. They will kidnap women, they will rape them, they will even rape their children, because there is no security present within the forest. That is what we are after.
So, what it then means is that, if I get you correctly, what it means is that when you have this legal backing, that means you have more power, more latitude to recruit more.
It burden us.
To recruit more.
Yes, the confidence. And from there, government will now guide our mode of operation. Do you understand? You know, we operate now as a safe, okay, without law. But with law backing, we know that
okay, now
working with as a constituted authority.
Government guiding your operations. You know, there have been issues where some people will say that government controlling operations sometimes hinders operation because we have to wait for order from Oga at the top before it will pass down to the bottom where the order is supposed to carry it out. So sometimes getting effective operation while waiting for this order becomes difficult. Are you not worried about that when we're talking about government guiding your operations?
It comes in diverse way. There are some operations that you need to do even without probably, okay, for example now, they say there is a kidnapping issues in one area. If you make call and government has not given you that, you need to pursue them.
Okay, you can take the initiative.
Yes, but you must take order that you are not working on your own because Nigeria is not a banana republic. It's a constituted authority. So we must take order. And when you are working with military or paramilitary, you should obey the last order. And we are even waiting for government assent so that we can be properly trained by Nigeria military. We really want to learn from them. One of the best military in the world, and we want to learn more from the police.
Thank you very much. You've done justice to this subject. Thank you very much for being part of the program. We have been talking with Ambassador Joshua Osatimoye. He has said it all. There is need for other means of security agencies to be explored by government. Thank you very much. So that our forests and our bushes can be safe. Yes, we know that there are places where farmers can no longer go to farm because of the fear of the unknown. But with this, if everything come into place and things move on as we all hope, farmers can comfortably go to farm, and people can even travel without thinking or saying a special prayer, God, as I mentioned this cow, let me get to my destination. Well, this is all that we've got from the Abuja Network Center. We will be taking a short break, and when we return, the program will continue. Okay, I am handing over to our Lagos Network Center.